Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And again, I must apologize for the sound of my voice. I'm still recovering from this damn bug. It was less than 24 hours ago where it was at its absolute worst. Couldn't get any sleep last night, which made today's workday absolutely terrible. But thanks to the understanding of one of my bosses at one of my jobs, I was able to not go to work at the other job, which allowed me more rest time. And I'm really thankful for that, because rest is one of the things you want to get plenty of if you want to recover faster from a cold or the flu or anything of that nature. But anyway, on to today's subject of the day. Actually, there's multiple subjects of the day, because as you guys know, even though there may be days where I don't post for whatever reason, whether it's because I'm not feeling well or whether it's because I'm too busy or a combination of the two or whatever the deal is, I still like to be in the loop in terms of what's going on with Call of Duty. I check Charlie Intel regularly, and in terms of what's going on overall, like when it comes to entertainment, for instance, there's a lot of things that have been recently announced, recently revealed in different forms of entertainment, whether it's movies or whatever it is. Like, for example, the Star Wars Episode 9 teaser or trailer just got released today, so I'm really excited for that movie. As well as a few others. Obviously, Avengers Endgame is going to be absolutely huge, just to name a few things. There's video games that are going to be coming out soon that I'm looking forward to that I originally wasn't going to get, but I might end up getting it. But even if I don't get it, I will be keeping eyes on it, because I'm still a fan of those games, so I'll watch other people play them. Like, for instance, Mortal Kombat 11 is another one. I like to be kept in the loop, especially in things that I'm interested in. And one thing that we haven't gotten any official confirmation about yet is Modern Warfare 4. And either next week or the week after is probably when they're going to finally officially reveal that, yes, it is going to be Modern Warfare 4 or whatever the game is going to be called, which is most likely going to be Modern Warfare 4. And we're going to start speculating. People are going to start making videos. There's going to be lots of content to be made, not just here, but just overall from every single Call of Duty channel that does that kind of thing. So there's lots to look forward to, but there hasn't been anything announced yet. And there's also other people making videos about the subject, and it's pretty interesting. So with some people think that the information given in those videos is real. Some of them think that it's fake. Some people think that it's maybe a little bit of a mixture of both. And before everything is released, I always like to take everything with a grain of salt. Whether the content creator is a serious content creator or not, or if the video itself is meant to be taken seriously or not, I'll still take everything with a grain of salt, obviously. I will always watch them for entertainment purposes, but I will say that I always... it's always, before there's any sort of official announcement, it's always good to take things with a grain of salt. But I think it's safe to assume that I've actually been playing this game as of recently again to kind of prepare for Modern Warfare 4. And on top of that, there are those of you that have recently just gotten this game or have been in contact with me either in the comment section or on Twitter, telling me that this game is the most underrated COD or something of that nature. I've made a video talking about how it's probably one of the most underrated CODs, if not the most underrated COD, or the COD that's gotten the most hate that it didn't deserve, and I absolutely stand by that. I know other people may have different opinions, but and I respect other people's opinions, but respectfully speaking, mine was that originally I was wrong. I mean, I gave this game plenty of hate when it came out, and I was wrong. I didn't give it a full fair shot. And after I did, which was during the World War II life cycle, I absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. I mean, I just recently looked at my combat record, and I saw that I've got almost I'm on my way to 12 days played in this game, which is amazing. Because when before I became a fan of this game, I gave it less than a day, and I just put it down for like a year, or the better part of. And after I started playing it, I just couldn't put it down for a while. So there's just so much to do in this game other than just running and gunning. There's just so much more. I mean, a lot of the things that Call of Duty should be doing is definitely in this game. Is it a perfect game? No, but in my opinion, it does a hell of a lot more right than it does wrong. That's for sure. And of course, it's an Infinity Ward game. So even though there's no two Call of Duties that feel the same, an Infinity Ward game has its own unique feel. A Sledgehammer game has its own unique feel. A Treyarch game has its own unique feel. And I know some people upon hearing that are going to be like, Treyarch has its own unique feel, LOL. And I get where you're coming from. As a matter of fact, when I went to the, which was it? When I went to the World War II midnight release, and yes, I still go to the midnight releases, at Call of Duty. I kind of look forward to it every year. At this point, it's become like pretty much a tradition for me to have like one of my favorite cheat meals on that day, and then go pick up the new Call of Duty, run on home, get it installed, and just kind of be hyped for it, watch other people play it while the game gets installed, and like some of the big YouTubers or streamers or whatnot, and just kind of watch while that happens. And then once once I get mine installed, I get in and I play the living fuck out of it. But yeah, there's just this game does so much right. But some of you guys, like I said, have been telling me that you've recently started playing this game again, or it's your first time playing it and you're going to want to give it a shot or whatnot. So there's a couple little things about this game that you may not know of that I am going to tell you right off the bat. Gung Ho, for instance, it's got an extra perk that's not in the description that Gung Ho really helps out a lot with. So with Gung Ho, you actually greatly reduce your sprint out time, or increase, I'm not sure, but whatever makes it faster. Sorry, my brain is not functioning as well as it normally does today. Actually, I would even argue sometimes it doesn't always function well at all. But overall, Gung Ho, if you're an aggressive player, you need to pull that gun up as fast as you can after you sprint. I'm telling you, Gung Ho is a necessity. It doesn't say that in the description, but it definitely does that. I think they ended up adding it later on into the game. So yeah, Gung Ho, if you're an aggressive player, definitely a perk you don't want to be without. Blind Eye is a gem in this game. There's this equipment that it's like a little mini turret for one of the specialists. It's a specialist equipment, and people put it down. It's really small and it's relatively easy to kill, but it can still kill you even though you're about to kill it. But it could be really annoying because sometimes you just can't tell where they are, and they can just, as soon as they see you, you're dead. So you don't have to worry about that if you've got Blind Eye. You also don't have to worry about the streaks like the Warden if you've got Blind Eye. And the Warden is probably one of the more better streaks in the game. There are streak variants as well, so take a look at those. I mean, some of them are really cool. But I think it's really cool how they added streak variants in the similar way that they added the weapon variants. Another thing about this game that I absolutely love is that every weapon is good. You just have to pick the one that caters to your playstyle. And I know that may not sound like anything new, but let me explain. With this game, it's more apparent because there are weapon variants that basically give you perks depending on the weapon variant itself. So you want to pick that weapon variant in accordance with your playstyle and your own personal preference. And sometimes it's just a way about the way a weapon feels. For some people out there, like for instance, like this gun here, some people don't like the Karma, or they're not fond of it. It could be because of the weapon's recoil pattern. It could be because of the iron sights. It could be a combination of the two. It could be because it's an SMG and it's not quite as crazy as an assault rifle at a certain distance. But the thing is this, it's not always about that. It's also about like just how the weapon feels. So if the weapon feels good to you, then that doesn't mean it's a bad weapon. So like for instance, to give you the best example, in Black Ops 4, as you guys know, I'm very fond of the KN. I wasn't always, but I ended up being very fond of that weapon. And for me, that was my all-purpose weapon. I liked using the KN more than any other weapon, especially after they nerfed the fuck out of the Maddox, which was my baby before they nerfed the fuck out of it. And they rebuffed it, but at the same time, the movement speed is still not good. Stock was nerfed, so it still fucks me up. So I don't even use that gun anymore. And on top of that, I don't really play that game. I'm just enjoying the hell out of playing this game right now, and I'll probably go back and forth between this game, World War II, and a few others. So yeah, this game, all the guns are good. You just have to find the one that feels best for you, and sometimes you may even need to spend time doing it. And on top of that, some of the weapon variants also have different iron sights, so which is really cool. Like this one here, the Phobos, I think it is, for the Karma. Really good iron sights. And I even have a suppressor on it, which slightly weakens the weapon a little bit. But at the same time, though, the suppressor in certain weapons doesn't weaken them as much as it does in other Call of Duties, again, because of the perk that weapon variant itself offers. And again, the game feels really, really smooth. And I don't know how many people are playing this game. Can't imagine very much, but I can tell you one thing, though, that it's really like the connection has been really consistent and smooth. It's just that sometimes some playlists are not as occupied, so you might have trouble finding games of those playlists. But if you find a game, the connection is freaking smooth, man. I don't like the hit detection. I mean, it's all smooth. It's like I'm starting to think like, why can't Treyarch do this? I mean, Black Ops 3 I think is probably Treyarch's best game in terms of consistency and hit detection. And even that can be off at times. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty safe to say that I'm prepping for Modern Warfare 4 with this game. And at the same time, I mean, I'm just burnt out over Black Ops 4. Between the two systems, I would probably say that I spent about 14 days played, give or take, in Black Ops 4 between the two consoles. So yeah, it's not like I haven't put in my time to Black Ops 4 or anything like that. Oh, one more thing. The Synaptic payload, or the Synaptic specialist, or whatever you want to call it, that machine, that robot or whatever, right? The hitboxes on that one are really are kind of messed up. Like, in other words, you can be aiming at it and you can be right on target, but the hits on that specific specialist won't register as well. So that's why you see a lot. Like, if you ever run into a tryhard in this game, chances are they're probably using Synaptic for that advantage. So I think that's just something that just to keep in mind, just in case you end up running into one of those and you need to kind of even the playing field a little bit. Then put that bad boy on and counter it. So. And obviously some weapons like the LMGs, for instance, have really, really good aim assist in terms of the air. You know, that's why some people are just like really, really accurate in terms of jump shotting in this game, or dogfighting, or whatever you want to call it, in the air and remaining on target. It's because, like, for instance, the G-Rail, which is an assault rifle, or the Titan, that's one of the LMGs, those things have really, really solid aim assist to where whenever you're jumping. So it seems like it's actually more powerful than normal. Like, some weapons feel like they have increased aim assist in certain situations, so be aware of that as well. But other than that, you know, the game is really, really solid. There's a lot of fun to be had here, and yeah, at this point right now, Modern Warfare 4, whether it's next week or the week after that, or whatever the game's going to be called, which is most likely going to be Modern Warfare 4, is going to officially be announced, and people are going to be making videos about it. And it's going to be really interesting in terms of what direction they've taken the game and what we're in for. And only time will tell. And for the sake of the community, I hope it's going to be a solid one, man. I really do. Just the fact that it's going to be quote unquote rooted in the franchise's history is something that to a certain extent has me excited, but at the same time, history has shown that you don't, just because you're going back to boots on the ground doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end all be all. There's so many other things now, and at this point, I guarantee you they hear us, but the question is, are they listening? And hopefully Infinity Ward was able to listen and implement the things that they wanted to implement without Activision putting a stop to their face and saying, no, we're going to do it this way. So, because quite frankly, that's all it takes to really ruin a game. I mean, you can have all the momentum in the world, but if Activision says no, then yeah, you're fucked. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. I just wanted to kind of talk about this and overall, and just give you different flavors for the commentary today. Because again, it's been a few days since I posted, so there's a couple little things here and there I want to talk about. But for those of you guys that have come back to Infinite Warfare, or that you're trying it for the first time, how are you guys liking it? Do you guys enjoy it? So let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, in my opinion, this is probably the most hated Call of Duty that didn't deserve the amount of hate that it got. And I even gave it a lot of hate in the beginning, and that's shame on me. But I've apologized time and time again, and I will continue to apologize time and time again about that, because yeah, because it was definitely a mistake that only a noob would make, and I've been playing Call of Duty for the last eight years or so. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.